Hello and welcome back. I am your host with the most, TheChronicToast, and today we are diving right back into BeamNG.drive. Oh man, that's right, our favorite soft body physics simulator for the automotive adventurers in all of us. Today we're taking a look at a very intentional scenario. This one's pretty cool. This one is called Shortcut. The description here says, thrash your Gavril Grand Marshal up a muddy washout between roads, then turn around and come back. Remember, it's only a shortcut if you survive it. The difficulty is medium. The author is, of course, BeamNG. The creation is July 14th, 2015. And the map is Jungle Rock Island, which is really a stand-in for a lot of the Hawaiian-style islands and themes or other locations out there in the world. This one's pretty cool because they specifically say, hey, thrash the snot out of your car. You're going to have to do that to be successful. The Grand Marshal is kind of like your police stand and kind of like your own Crown Victoria, so to speak, from the late 80s, early to mid 2000s, 90s, that kind of stuff, which is pretty darn cool. So here it is, shortcut. It says, try to get up this steep and muddy shortcut, but don't wreck the car. So it's very much back the other way. Thrash your car, but don't wreck your car. You still have to turn around and come back. Tips and hints, keep your speed up and try to cross the ditch at an angle that won't destroy the car. Use the handbrake to quickly turn around at the tunnel entrance. So we kind of have some landmarks. Once we get to the tunnel, we know we've completed the point where we have to turn around and come on back. So that said, it's been a little bit since I've played this. I do vaguely recall it. Again, we're not going to worry about this too much here this first time around. We're just going to kind of look at the car, which is pretty cool. Classic, simple luxury, leather style interior, very, very simple 90s style dash. Backside looks good. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Mirrors generally seem to work, which is all right. And, yeah, cool stuff. So let's see. This vehicle it likes to float. It likes to float and slide around a little bit. So we got to keep that in mind. This is definitely going to have, this road is not perfect. It's going to have some bumps and stuff like that. Oh boy. Here's that ditch they talked about not destroying. Oh man. Okay, so if you don't have enough speed, you are not going to get up this. We are just flat out here. Wow. Okay. And, down there's a beautiful, beautiful beach as well. So this is the tunnel, and it looks like this is where we got to turn back. Okay. I don't know as if we have enough space in here to easily turn around. The e-brake does work. Oh gosh. Nope. Oh. This vehicle does like to slide. We'll just say that. Likes to slide quite a bit. And, yeah. And, and around we go. Looks like we got our left front wheel is completely smashed up too. So, with that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive into how we're going to do our best to get the best time, kind of our testing and racing criteria here on this scenario. So right off the bat, we're going to leave the car here in third-person view, leave it into the automatic transmission. We're going to leave that all alone and see if we can't, one, complete the course as fast as possible, and two, get the fastest time, obviously. This might be a first attempt success. We'll see, and if not, we'll give it a few attempts to try to do our best to get to that. After that, we'll go into first-person view inside the car. Again, leaving the automatic transmission. Usually we find that we get a better feel for kind of the weight transfer on the car, kind of where things are, and we can get a better time out of that. But once you start adding in jumps and off-roading, you start to... The lack of visibility out of the cockpit versus a real car, just because in real life you can look around, it starts to hamper that speed a little bit. So we'll see. And afterwards, if we do need to, we'll dive into this going in to see if we can do anything with the manual transmission, trying to control the gearing and the braking and the ratios and the torque thresholds a little bit better. Basically trying to do our best to, get the best time, whether it's in first person or third person. So without further ado, let's dive on in. Let's see what happens. And we kind of know what we're up against, so let's go for it. That is one big crazy ditch up there. And we got to be careful. This vehicle does like to slide around. We do have some corners up here and some ability here to kind of get unsettled. We're going to go across this at an angle. We did okay. We did get up here. And right off the bat, we kind of got caught up on some foliage. The gearing on this is not ideal. We're going to try to do what they set up here. We're going to come in here to e-brake this. That didn't work quite so well. We're just going to kind of smash this around, and that would be why our left front wheel is completely smashed up. No idea if we're going to be able to get to where we're about to go. This is not going to work out well. So it looks like either coming across the ditch or when we actually jumped and we got air, I think we cleared where we were just a little bit. We definitely did not get a good solid landing up there. So with that, we're going to dive into this one more time. Probably a few more after that if we're not successful. Just hammer down that throttle. It is an open differential on this. One wheel is just free wheeling and spinning for days back there, which is a lot of fun for burnouts. Not so good keeping control of your car in most situations. Now we're going to try to get across this ditch. Oh, that is probably where we broke that wheel. Man, there's got to be a better way to get across this, but I'm probably not seeing it. So I know if we go slow, we can do it. We do want to go as fast as possible. Leave it down some rubber there on the road in the starting location. I guess we can try to get across it on the right-hand side a little bit more, and we'll see how that goes. We want to go across it on an angle. That seemed to work out well, but right off the bat, we caught the foliage up there. So, man, so I think if we stay on the right-hand side, we can get a pretty good approach to this, and we just got to be careful and cognizant to not impact the foliage and the greenery on that left-hand side of the shoulder, because that'll definitely catch our car and either rip stuff off, or it's going to come up there and do a lot of significant damage. So there we go. We did pretty good. It feels like. Going to come up here and hit the e-brake. And that time it worked a little bit better. Still smashing the front of the car up there. But thankfully it seems like everything is generally in one piece. We're going to come down here. We're going to try to stay on the left-hand side. That seemed to work. The left-hand side from coming back on the right-hand side. Oh boy, got to get control of the car. It seems to be kind of the sweet spot. It seems like you can get a really good solid approach up there, and everything is going to be A-okay all right all the time. There it is. Oh man, smashed into a tree, but we did it successfully. 47.07 seconds is going to basically allow us to get the completion medal there. And yeah, let's go and hit that retry button. We're going to do this here from the inside of the car, see if that gives us any additional benefit. We do know that if we approach this on the right-hand side going up and the left-hand side going down, it's the same side, just different directions, we do have a really good solid approach. So fingers crossed that'll work out well. Let us throttle a little bit here to get the car to kind of turn. And let's see. Right-hand side seems to work okay. We got caught up in the foliage. Oh, man. It seems we're okay. And the car did not easily go where we wanted it to go. We're going to burn some rubber here. We're going to try to go back. I believe we're trying to... Oh, we might have a chance to beat our thing. We're going to kind of hammer down. Oh, gosh, that was a mistake. That was a big old mistake. The car is still driving, though, so maybe not as big a mistake as we were afraid of. We just got to get in. We just got to get into the end zone here. The checkpoint. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. That might be a new record. 47.28. I think we might have just squeaked in if we did. It's hard to see. For those of you that are watching this here on YouTube, you can probably just go right back and check to see what it was. But that worked out surprisingly well, actually. Our vehicle did get smashed into some foliage here. We're not going to get a good line of sight on it. Man, coming down that hill, we landed hard on the left-hand side. The car flailed all around, and that was pretty darn painful. So with this being the case, now we're going to go over here to the realistic transmission standpoint. And it looks like we're going to be hanging out here into first. Possibly drive, it really depends. There we go. Going down into second gear. And we're going to try to stay here on this right-hand side as much as possible. Looks like the approach is pretty good. Second gear seems to be doing all right for us. I'm going to put it down into reverse. Slam it through neutral into first. There we go. Push it into second. Trying to get down this hill. We definitely hurt something. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, the car is uncontrollable. I doubt we're going to beat our time. Oh, this car does not want to move. Yeah, this is not going to be a good run. What do we have wrong with the car here? Oh, that would probably be why. The whole right front is caved in. And that right front is rubbing against all sorts of stuff down there. Otherwise, it generally seems to be pretty intact, but that front is just smashed. Wow. All right, well, we're going to try this again, seeing if we can't get a bit better of a launch here, and kind of going from there. We're down into drive, which is pretty cool. It looks like we are straight up into drive, which is all right. Yeah, it's an automatic transmission, so anything that we go further is going to be into second gear, which isn't too bad, I would think, simply because second gear is going to be kind of the gear that most vehicles are used to use in this era. They'd be like, hey, if you're in heavy snow or, deep mud, you're going to want to kind of go in there. Oh, gosh, we having difficulty with the gears. That's going to give you the kind of the best traction ratio. It's kind of what they would like propose. The reality often was a bit more complicated than that. Basically, good driving habits will get you where you got to go. Gear choice wasn't a end-all, be-all. But it definitely did help because it helped you not go too fast and it didn't help you over-rev. And we did it. We have a new fastest time with first person in the gears, manual gears. 46.99 seconds. That is pretty darn cool. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. But we're going to hit that retry button, and we're not really going to kind of go for it at all. But what we are going to do here is in third person, trying to go in here and do that manual control again. We are back into drive, and to see if we can't get this squared away in a meaningful manner to kind of possibly match anything we did in first person. It's probably not going to be quite as close. We're going to put this down into second gear. That way we have a better opportunity of doing what we got to do. And, of course, we cannot get the car to easily turn. And a 3-point turn, this is definitely going to be a slower time. But we'll see if it's faster than what we started with. My guess is no. First person definitely seems to be the way to go, no matter how you go about it. So, our left front wheel is all cattywampus. It means we are not going to be doing a good time here. But it's not hampering us too badly, it looks like. So, we're just going to kind of skate it along and see what we can do. Slam that e-brake on. The car still wants to go sideways into the trees. Oh, man. 55.30 seconds with a third-person view with the manual gearing and some crazy action ensuing. Now, we're not going to continue any more of kind of going through this, but what we are going to do is kind of explore a little bit. This is always a cool part of the map. There's always a lot of nifty things going on down here. And, of course, doing the whole reverse and then whipping the car around like they do in Hollywood is always a lot of fun. It's always quite cool and enjoyable. But yeah, this is a fun little map. It looks like there is a cool dirt road over there. We'll see if we can't find access to that. Looks like there's a bridge as well, so that's pretty spiffy. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's so many cool little sections and areas to explore. Like, this is some sort of crazy off-road trail. I don't think we're going to actually be able to get into that. Maybe there's a dirt road up here on the left that'll give us a bit more access to what we want. This looks like it might actually be it. Not quite so much that off-road shortcut. But yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. This particular scenario is pretty cool because you have to manage approach through difficult terrain with a vehicle not meant for it. And at the end of the day, it's it seems like first-person view with manual gears seems to be the preferred method to kind of get the fastest time, at least with the limited data set that we got here in this video. Oh man, this is a kind of a muddy path, not super muddy, but it definitely feels like it. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh man, we can keep going up this way, but if you look here, is a really, really muddy 2-track trail through here. Oh man, this car is not meant for this, but we're gonna go check it out. And there you go, a pretty nice little tiny spot down here, doing some cool fancy footwork stuff. Always a lot of fun that. See if we can't get out. It's definitely a front heavy car and it's rear wheel drive, so not always gonna work, to your advantage. But in this case, I think we're gonna be doing a-okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for stopping by and checking out the scenario and kind of checking out the free roam to check out the map back here as well. We're going to gun this as fast as it'll go. Crashes are always a lot of fun, and we'll see how it goes. So, oh man, not good. Oh, and we flipped the car. Well, as always, thank you very much, everybody, for stopping on by and checking this episode out. And as always, I'll see you next time.